All right, and now for a review of Stranger Things, the D&D box set.
Okay, so first things first. My name is Nick.
Hi, Nick.
If you're looking me up on YouTube, don't try. I haven't even started a YouTube channel yet, but if you want to, that's fine. I'll start one. It'll probably be Kiba1220. Anyways,
Rockin'.
Enough of the familiarities. Let's talk for a minute about this whole entire D&D thing. Peeler, you've pretty much got the link for it. You have the PDF for it.
Yes, I do.
So here's the big thing. Let's start things off with a very big hoo-wah with this. The only reason I know this set exists, the only reason, has nothing to do with Stranger Things. Actually, I've never seen the show of Stranger Things, and I've never once watched a single episode. I don't really know what Stranger Things is about either. And so you guys are probably thinking, well, okay, how do you even know about this set? How do you even know it's a good set? How can you judge it based off of that? And that's an excellent question. And the answer to that question is very simple. The damn thing has nothing to do with Stranger Things. Absolutely nothing. Nothing about this set has anything to do with Stranger Things. So if you were trying to buy this set based off of the fact that, D&D did a special Stranger Things event and made a starter set for it, by the way, just letting you know as we go along how much it will be, my review of the campaign, how everything goes. There may be a little bit of spoilers, so if you do not want any of that ruined or anything like that, please click away from the video until you've played it, or at least read the manual of the book and read the campaign. Then you can come back and watch it. If you don't care about spoilers or anything like that, here we go on this little journey. Now, as I stated. By the way, Peeler, if you ever have any questions or anything like that, or you want to pop in, let me know.
Okay. Well, to play devil's advocate, I know you're going to be very critical of this. From my understanding, the premise of this, I think it's a little disappointing for a lot of people because it's like, I think people like that are fans of like modern D20, like I am, were expecting like a Stranger Things role-playing game where you can like play the kids from the show and the whole scenario. And I think the actual premise that the makers of this had was that this is literally the character Mike's D&D game that he made for
exactly
as part of the show, which is kind of cool. I get that. It's kind of a cute idea. The problem is that he was using Demogorgon. I'm not sure if he's using the 3.5 Demo. It was probably a second edition version of Demogorgon. But Demogorgon is a character from Dungeons & Dragons. He's a demon prince. And he's very much established. And it's like, look, the Demogorgons on the show are really cool. They're not demon princes, though. They're not like, it's a whole different animal. So I can understand why this might people rub. I think it's kind of a cute idea, but I can understand why this would rub people the wrong way. I'm happy to have like stats for monsters for the show, though. Although it sounds like
we're gonna get to the Demogorgon actually.
Right.
We're gonna get to it because the thing is that because I own the whole set, I own the whole box set. By the way, just to start this off, it cost $40. What you get in this is pretty much a mini monster manual, which is cool. Mm-hmm. A mini spell list, which is cool. A tiny little, index. You get a, it has every monster in the book. It has, all of these, pretty cool creatures. And it has many different things that will help you along. It also has a set of dice, basic blue dice, that came from the original starter set of Dungeons & Dragons in the 5e version, which we can do a review of that later if you so wish, Peeler. I don't know if you want to. But that's up to you. I haven't run the complete campaign yet, but I have read the whole book, and I have a pretty good idea on how it works. And by the way, most of you know that I play Nadar. If you guys are watching this, then most of you probably know who are watching this review know that I play Nadar, and I've played a few other characters. And the fact is that, we are talking about a starter set. It costs $40, but you're getting a campaign You're getting a little monster manual, a little spell list. You're getting everything that you need to set up this campaign for a DM. Okay, this is the perfect little box set for a DM, and you get 5 characters. 5 complete level 3 characters. Level 3 characters, not level 1, level 3. We're bumping it up, which is decent. But there is some backlash to that. So, would you like me to get to the positives or the negatives first?
What do you feel more comfortable talking about?
Start. In my opinion, I think we should start with the positives to get this video onto a good roll.
Okay.
Right?
I agree.
So the positives is that you do get 2 statues of the Demogorgon. You do get 2 complete statues of the Demogorgon, and if I'm correct, the Demogorgon is the creature that has that open mouth. It looks like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah, it looks kind of like it's got a flower mouth, essentially.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and you get 2 statues. Which, when I first saw it, I was like, "That's badass." That it looks really good. It looked really well crafted. Again, it looked really well crafted. You get 2 of them, one that's painted and one that's not painted, so that you can customize it yourself, which is pretty cool. The second good thing is that, again, I'm just warning you, spoilers, you do get to see the Demogorgon in the campaign, which is great. I'm happy that they put in the Demogorgon. Again, it's awesome.
If you have not seen the show yet and you don't know what the Demogorgon looks like, that might be problematic, but I think everybody's seen at least what they look like at this point.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Even I, not even seeing the show, know what the Demogorgon looked like.
Yeah. Oh, they had a Stranger Things event at Halloween Horror Nights, so it's like, even though I haven't finished the show yet, it's like, oh, I've seen it.
oh yeah, and it is not a pretty sight. Yeah. But which is in and of itself, the
exactly
Demogorgon.
What I want for my monsters. Horrifying.
Exactly. the Demogorgon looks great. It looks awesome. So the second part comes in of a positive note is that you do get 5 characters, which therefore means 5 people get to learn D&D. That is always a plus. That is always a benefit. That is always something that's great. And these 5 characters aren't hard. They're actually kind of diverse. If I'm correct, you get a bard, which I was happy to see. Mm-hmm. You get a cleric, a paladin, I think a wizard, and then you get a ranger. So no repeats like the last starter set, and on top of that, you have a very diverse class of characters. All of that is beautifully done, brilliant. You have explanations on the back, their background, everything for you to roleplay the character. It's actually pretty good. I will say that the characters themselves are awesome and well made. And that's a very positive note.
Now they're just their details of how to play the character and like probably some tips for role playing, but no preset personalities or NPC information or anything.
No preset personalities.
Oh yeah, they have background stuff here. So
they have backgrounds, they have flaws, ideals, everything like that. All of the nitty gritty details you want in a character, you get. Again, you do not have to follow them, which is also great. But at the same token, if you are trying to teach people how to roleplay correctly, or if you're trying to teach people who want to have a serious game and roleplay these characters as characters, that is a big plus. And if you're just trying to have fun, again, a big plus. It's a diverse pool of characters.
Sweet. And
I absolutely love that. That is a big plus. It's not like you have 2 fighters at the same time. No. You have... If you need range and stealth, you have your ranger. If you need everything like that, that's great. And the actual benefit of that, another pro, is that throughout the campaign, each character gets little moments to shine. The bard isn't just ruling around everywhere. The cleric isn't, doing everything great. and the Paladin isn't just beasting through everything. Everyone has a chance to shine throughout the campaign. And it's great. Now, another pro into the campaign. Now, this is in the campaign. I'll save the biggest pro for last. In the campaign, you do have magic items, which is great. You're teaching people about magic items. That's amazing. You get to enter worlds that you don't get to enter into in most D&D games. You get to enjoy the campaign. And the DM actually, the campaign's not that long, which is awesome. It's level 3 to level 5. And so if you're looking in for a quick, maybe 4-hour game, maybe at the most, especially if you're having 5 people. 3 people, it may take 4 or 5 hours. But if you're looking for a quick game, I finished it with 3, really started off with 5 people, and then it ended up to being to 3 because the other ones were assholes and fell asleep.
Davis.
Like a certain person we know, yeah. But I mean, if you were looking at it, for something quick, simple, and to teach people how to play the game, that's awesome. The set's worth $40. Now, on to the cons. Okay. Peeler, do you have any pros before we go?
See, I've got it, and I'm showing it to the audience here, and it looks pretty cool, but I have not run it yet. And part of the thing that kind of attracts me to stuff like this is just like having material that I can play with. So part of me is just kind of super pumped to have stats for a Demogorgon. So like if I really wanted to do like a Stranger Things type thing, or I wanted to use it, I've got ready-made stats for it. But I haven't run it yet. I didn't notice, and again, since I haven't run it yet or haven't played through it, I cannot speak on any of the negatives.
We do have one. I forgot we do have one more pro that we need to get to.
Okay.
And this one is definitely spoilers.
Okay.
For everyone out there. Again, skip to. I'm sure Peeler. You might have a button to wherever you could skip to the immediate cons.
Okay.
If you want to do that, I don't know if you do, but again, you should have been warned. There are spoilers in this. This is a big one, and it's actually, in my opinion, the best part of the campaign, and it is a huge pro, and I'm definitely going to use this in one of my campaigns. That's how good it was. I was shocked.
Okay, well, spoilers in 3, 2, 1, shoot.
The biggest pro in the game, and this is inside the campaign, is eventually you reach down this hallway, and you meet a knight in shining armor. Black armor, but shining armor nonetheless. This knight, essentially, right now you're in a maze that does not end. And the DM is rolling and rolling and rolling. Different encounters can happen, things like that. Essentially, what happens is that once you meet this knight, the whole game becomes amazing, and he gives you 2 different riddles to solve. I'm not going to go into the riddles exactly, but I will say that this stumped my players, and it was very well done. Honestly, it was phenomenal. And I do have to give it up to the D&D creators who created this, and even the Stranger Things producers who came up with this campaign, if that's what happened. Whoever made this part, I must give you a big round of applause, because this was awesome. And Peeler, if you haven't read that part yet of the campaign, mm-hmm. I would surely do it, mainly because of how cool it is.
We might do it for a friend of ours who we feel could use maybe taken out of the current game we're running him in, and maybe like step him down to this, help him learn how to play a little bit. We've been kind of talking about that earlier. This might be the perfect thing to start him off with.
Of course. And if anything, like that this part will stump him and make him think, and that is amazing.
Yeah.
On top of that, it does allow the bard to have a big shining moment, and I am always thumbs up for a bard having a huge shining moment. This part was awesome. If this was the whole campaign, 5 stars. But because it's not, this part alone gets 5 stars. We'll get to the rest of the campaign here in a minute because there are huge issues with it itself.
Well, and again, this is all the idea is. This is the D&D game that Mike, the character from the show, was actually putting his friends through, like the first night. This is the game he was running, and I think maybe the idea is he added the Demogorgon as it is in the show after probably they encountered it. I think that might be part of the idea, but it's neat because it's all the pages are written as if they're on little sheets of notebook paper, like he wrote it himself, and that's a cute little touch.
Yeah, actually, yes. That is another pro that I can give, is that the DM's book looks awesome.
Yeah.
That is a small pro, but that night area is the number one part for me.
Is this
it is amazing, and yes.
Okay, I'm there.
Read that, and it's great. It is phenomenal.
A mysterious figure dressed in a full suit of armor who is trapped in the cursed labyrinth. The knight is at the far end of a long hallway 60 feet from the group. He says he knows their quest is to slay a great monster. He'll help them if they solve his 2 riddles. The first riddle is simple. All they have to do is catch him. He runs around the corner and calls back, "At my heels you nip in this game we play, but cursed is the maze, and lost am I. So who's chasing whom? And who's to say? The front is the back, hello is goodbye." And
now stop and think for a minute. How would you solve this maze? Without reading it, how would you solve that riddle?
I would try to get in front of him. Because he's the one doing the chasing.
Okay. It's not a bad answer.
Okay.
But it's not right.
Alright.
Overall, the way you solve this riddle is actually you turn around.
You just turn around and he's there.
Yes.
Because he's chasing.
And in fact, keep reading and you'll see.
The character sees the lost knight standing at a doorway at the far end of a large room. "You solved my first riddle," he says. "Now can you find the missing piece to finish my collection?" He points to the 3 shelves above the doorway. Then he steps through the door, which closes and magically locks behind him. Cannot be picked or broken. The first 2 shelves each have 2 small statues, and the third one, only 1 statue. Shelf 1 statue, a man with a crown and a bag of coins. Shelf 2 statue, a woman with a crown and a jar of honey. Shelf 3 statue, a common woman wearing an apron and an empty space for a second statue. In this room is a large table covered with many small statues, including a cake, a pie, a spinning wheel, a basket of laundry, a plate with a steak, a toy soldier, a sword, and 24 sculptures of crows. To solve the riddle, the characters must put the right statue from the table in the empty space on shelf 3. They put a wrong sculpture on the shelf. Everyone in the room takes 1d4 lightning damage. They must try again. If they put the right statue there, the door opens.
Mm-hmm.
And should I read the solution?
If you wish.
The basket of laundry is the correct answer. These are the characters from the nursery rhyme. Sing a song of sixpence. Clues. It's based on a nursery rhyme. There are 4 and 20 statues on statues of blackbirds. Tell them the name of the nursery rhyme and let them look up the words. The Knight's Prize. Yeah. Well, do you want? Should I keep going, or is that good?
No. You leave the rest for them. But it's mainly just a thing of in the game itself. When DMing this and when playing this, it lets the player. It allows the DM, for one, to enjoy a good stump. I know a lot of DMs who enjoy stumping their characters.
Right.
And just allowing them to think. But secondly, it allows the characters and the players themselves to think and try and solve this in a manner that most players don't get to do.
Or they take 1 lightning damage each time they try to brute force their way through it, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I must kill a player character every week.
Of course. Good luck killing Nadar, but oh well. But that's the thing is these characters get to enjoy little moments like that.
Right.
You know, and the campaign allows such a thing. Now on to the cons. All right.
Now,
as I said,
would
these
we
characters...
consider this like end of spoilers, or are we still spoiling things?
We are still spoiling, but as far as it goes, I will leave the spoilers till the end.
Mm-hmm.
And so, first big bad. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. In order for me to give a proper review,
All right.
you have to spoil some of it.
Okay.
Especially in the cons. So, if you like the pros and everything like that, that's great. I'm happy you do. And if that is what you were looking for, again, if you were looking to play the Stranger Things game that they did, that's great. I'm happy for you. That's perfectly fine. Here's my thing. One of the big cons is this. It is $40.
Yeah.
And yes, you do get characters, you get all of that, but here's the thing, they are all designated specifically for this game.
Yeah.
You are not going to take these characters anywhere else. These characters are only made for this game. It is not a blank sheet of paper. These numbers are written on there for a reason. It is for this game in particular.
Yeah.
So these characters are pre-built, and one of the big issues with pre-built characters is you don't get your own.
Yeah.
They are built to be up to level 5.
Right.
But one of the big pros for me was that it was $40. And I'm getting into why that's such a big pro here is that, like I said, the figurines looked like they were crafted well.
Yeah.
But when you get them out of the packaging, they are very flimsy. It felt like I could rip them off their stand in a heartbeat. They looked very, though it looked good, the colored one at least, the non-colored one did not.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot, it was very bendy, flexible. It didn't feel quality, I will say.
Yeah.
It was what it was. I still used it, and I still used the figures, but it wasn't what it was.
Yeah.
Another big con. What was the creature called again? I don't remember. The figurine.
The Demogorgon.
The Demogorgon. The Demogorgon's not the final boss.
Yeah. Which,
In fact, the Demogorgon...
there's a bunch of them in the show, so that kind of makes sense.
Of course, but for your D&D thing based off of Stranger Things, you'd think that they would at least make the Demogorgon the big star figurine, the big cover box villain, your final boss.
Yeah.
That's not the case. In fact, the main thing you're trying to go after is the Thessal Hydra.
Which, I think the Thessal Hydra is another Stranger Things creature.
It's not.
Oh, it's not?
It is a D&D creature.
It's just a fucking Hydra.
Yeah.
And Hydras are cool and all that, but it's like, yeah, you'd think that...
But that's the thing. It's not even a dragon like Hydra.
Yeah.
It is a Thessal Hydra. It is a lizard Hydra.
Yeah.
It doesn't fly. It doesn't shoot flames. All it does is beat the shit out of these characters.
Yeah.
And literally in the back of the game is if you die, you die, and if you live, congratulations.
So
it's a Thessal Hydra.
It's like an 80s or 90s video game. It's just like, congratulations, you've beaten a great game.
Well, actually, what it really says is that, it says if your characters die, create new ones and continue forth.
Which, well, I mean, it's how I mostly play my games anyway, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah, but your main villain is not the Thessal Hydra. That is not what you're supposed to be trying after. You're trying to go after the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You missed a big open...
Well, and that's the thing, too. Like, even in the show, like, again, their main bad guy in the show that they were for the D&D game that they were running was the classic Archdevil, not Archdevil, Demon Lord, Demogorgon, and so it was very clear like he was like the main bad guy, and so and again that was a demon prince. That was like that thing's got like 300 hit points at least. I'm not looking at it right in front of me, and I don't have the Book of Vile Darkness on my computer right now, so I can't look it up. But it's like and I'm looking at Demogorgon right here, and he's got like 60 hit points.
Yeah. Oh, on top of that, his weakness is fire.
Yeah.
And if he does get hit by a fire move, which, let's point this out here, you have a wizard, Burning Hands.
Yeah.
Cantrip. Just done. No more regeneration for the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
Cleric. Holy fire. It can radiant of holy fire. No more healing.
Yeah.
Paladin. Beat the shit out of the thing.
Yeah. It does have regeneration.
You have so many.
It's not bad.
It does, but the problem is you have so many. What is like Flaming Hands is one of the staple moves of a wizard.
Yeah.
And Flaming Hands. Okay, now the DM's just like, okay, I can't even use regeneration. Burning Hands.
Yeah.
Either one. You get to a point wherever you're playing, you're trying to make the, Demogorgon some type of like bad, boss, and you can't.
Well, and again, I'm looking at his stats here, and again, things are a little bit different in 5e compared to 3.5. But it's like he's an 8 hit die creature, which means that's a challenge level 8. Which again, you're playing a level 3. That's not bad. But comparatively, since I've been using them a lot, let's take a look at the Hellraiser D20 characters. Good old Agonistes here. If I like all of the Cenobites are like level 10s at their base. So it's like which again, all right. Well, I'd expect Pinhead to be a bit more challenging, but it's like it's like. You'd think that you would want to make the Demogorgon a little bit more...
The main...
Yeah, you'd want to make the main guy. It should be like at least like 100 hit points, maybe. And maybe just like...
Well,
yeah.
Here's my thing. You have a creature, an owlbear.
Yeah.
An owlbear right before this fight.
Right. Which, in my brain, completely clashes with, like, Stranger Things. It's like... I mean, don't get me wrong, I love owlbears, but, like, owlbears are supposed to be, like... It's weird because it's like Stranger Things, the show, is very much like a Stephen King-inspired horror show, and the Demogorgon fits, it's very alien and kind of fits that. The owlbear, to me, is a classic Dungeons & Dragons fantasy creature. It is arguably like an aberration or like some weird thing. I mean, it's a bear with an owl's head. But, I mean, in terms of, like, Mystara... Well,
it's just like a griffin.
Yeah, it's a griffin. It perfectly fits in a fantasy setting, and can be a beautiful, majestic creature in its own right. It doesn't really...
Exactly. It doesn't fit with the sci-fi theme.
And that's the thing. I feel like there's a strong sense of wanting to run this like a horror. I mean, like part of, like... It does feel like, again, if you want to play Mike's little D&D game... and you want to play it like the way they were doing it, cool. If you want to do a Stranger Things role-playing game, you're going to want it to be a horror thing. And see, like, mind you, the Cenobites in my game are not that powerful until I cranked them a little bit. But
even then, I took care of it.
Yes, but here's the thing: if I hadn't cranked them at all, we probably would have dropped them very easily because they're level 10s. The reason why they're level 10s is they're Call of Cthulhu builds. They're meant to be characters that level 1 to 3s, like ordinary
can take care of.
That can't take care of. That like they should be running from Pinhead. That's the thing. pretty much any classic D&D build can, like, the first time I ever used Pinhead was for the Halloween game, and Flutterbudgets, whose mine used like a level 35, dropped him with 1 cone of cold. So that's why, for this game, it's like, okay, fuck that. I'm giving him 10 extra levels from something from the Book of Wild Darkness. And that's what I did.
But even then, look where you used Pinhead.
Yeah.
In Hell.
Yes.
He's not a throw-around character.
Right.
You can't just throw a Pinhead into... And though I will say where they put the Demogorgon is fine.
Yeah.
But, again, it's a thing of... The Demogorgon is your number one selling point of this set.
Right.
You have the figures of the Demogorgon. He's on the very front cover. It says Stranger Things with the Demogorgon and the little kid. It's the Demogorgon.
And the Thessal Hydra... The Thessal Hydra isn't even... Like, it's got lower... it's got higher hit points. It's got, like, 69 hit points. Whereas the Demogorgon has 60, but it's a lower hit die creature. It's a 60-12. That's a 6 hit die creature. It's lower level than the Demogorgon. The Demogorgon's level 8.
Yes.
And has fewer hit points than the Demogorgon. So yeah, that's a little fucked up.
It just.
I can see.
It's just a.
Well, again, they got a young green dragon here, which is a level. It has 136 hit points and is a 16 hit die creature. It's like, okay, if you're not going to do the Demogorgon, then shouldn't the Green Dragon be your final boss? Which, again, that's just typical D&D.
But within the story of what happens.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
The king himself, one of the royal guard, I don't know what he is. He's in a throne room is where you meet him.
Yeah.
He wants the Thessal Hydra because he's ruining the town.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why he wants the Thessal Hydra.
Yeah.
That's why it's your main baddie.
Yeah. It feels like the Green Dragon should be the boss if we're not going to do the Demogorgon. And, again, why are you doing a Stranger Things game if you're not going to make the Demogorgon the main bad guy?
Exactly.
My advice on this, honestly, would be to either give the Demogorgon a few extra hit dice to make it a little bit more challenging and a little bit more... And literally just, like, move it. It's like maybe they're going in to fight the Thessal Hydra because they think that's the real problem, and then they discover the Demogorgon, and the Demogorgon is way worse than the Thessal Hydra. Like, would be a way I might modify.
Right.
This, you know.
Right. Or if you really want, and you can make that fit within the realm of the game because you're using different dimensions to actually meet the Demogorgon.
Yeah.
That's how you meet him. But here's my big problem. You know, Peeler, take a guess. How long do you think it took us to beat the Demogorgon?
2 moves.
Close. It took us 3.
3.
But yeah.
Okay.
The Demogorgon didn't even get a chance.
Yeah.
He didn't get a chance to hit anybody. And not to the Demogorgon's fault. The Demogorgon actually went first.
Yeah.
Here's where the other problem is. Each character is too well first. Now you're probably saying, wait a minute, that was a pro, right? That you had a diverse move pool. Right. That's fine. The biggest issue, again, is that they are so diverse in the fact that the only thing that tricks people up is the knight. And that's because no one knows what the rhyme is, no one knows what that is, and you'd have to think in order to actually get past his riddles.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the bard can shine, and that's where the rest of the field can shine, in the terms of using their thought process, rolling intelligent checks, see if they know anything about it, history on music or whatever it may be, you know, on rhymes and things like that, or something, you know, anything in terms of that.
Yeah.
And that's where they can shine. But maybe they shine a little too much.
Yeah.
Just a little too much is my thing. And it doesn't help. And by the way, that Peeler, this is in the very first part of the book. Yeah. So if you can go back to the first part of the book, where you actually start the thing off in the throne room, and you're starting. Are you there?
I'm going there. if I
You know how I said that at the very beginning you get magical items?
Yes.
Okay. Read this off to me.
Alright,
The magical items you gain. And I'll tell you when to stop throughout, okay?
Alright, like, where do I go to start at the whole story, or,
Yeah, it'll be down there.
Okay, or do I go to gifts from
Just
Sir
keep
Tristan?
reading till...
Like, is it the whole story or the gifts from Sir Tristan?
Gifts from Sir Tristan.
Okay. I'm a little nervous because your audio is spiking a little bit, and I'm like, okay, please be good audio.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. Gifts from Sir Tristan. Sir Tristan offers them a huge reward to go to this dangerous mission. Begin by offering 100 gold pieces each and let them negotiate if they want more. If the group gets too greedy, Sir Tristan reminds them that they're old friends. Once the deal is struck, Sir Tristan might have a surprise for the group. The characters negotiated a fair deal and respected the friendship with Sir Tristan. He will give them some magic equipment that will be useful in this adventure. If they were greedy or acted like they didn't care about their friendship with Sir Tristan, he won't give them anything extra. He starts with 2 bags of holding, so that they can easily carry the Thessalhydra's severed head. Then, for each character, he provides a ring of protection, a potion of and a potion of healing. Finally, he...
Okay, stop there.
Yeah.
Stop there. Do you know what the Ring of Protection does?
Ring of Protection is normally supposed to give you a bonus to your AC. At least it was in 3.5. I don't know if things have changed or not.
It gives you a +1 to AC.
Yeah.
Here's the issue. Here's the big issue here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to the Bard and the Wizard. The Bard has a 14 AC without the ring, and the Wizard has a 13 AC without the ring.
Yeah.
Okay, so that gives him a 14 and a 15. Actually, no, I apologize. Gives him 14, 13 with the ring, 13, 12 without the ring. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
All right.
The Ranger now gains up to a 16 because he had a 15 armor class. Now he's at a 16.
Right.
Okay. This is where I have a big complaint. To the point wherever I'm just like, that's bullshit. That shouldn't happen.
Okay.
That shouldn't be how this works, and you can't do that. And me and Ray had a discussion about this after we played this game.
All right.
The cleric's natural AC without this ring is a 19. Now he's at a 20 with the ring.
And he's level 3?
Yeah.
That's kind of bullshit. That's kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I haven't even hit the Paladin.
Yeah.
The Paladin's armor class without the ring is a 20.
I mean,
now a 21.
Are the cleric and the paladin wearing armor? Where are these huge bonuses coming from?
They're wearing armor, but that shouldn't matter.
Yeah.
That's not the point. The point is that at level 3, how are you getting a 21 and a 20 armor class?
I mean, I can kind of see if they're wearing, like especially the older stuff. If you had, like, a wooden shield plus, like, scale mail, that's a +6. But even then, there are dexterity penalties. Like, okay, you can't have a dexterity higher than, like, you can't have dexterity bonus higher than +3. So I could probably see, like, the 19 at best at that point if they've got, like, a 16 dexterity. I mean, that does sound like I'm running the game. Like, I'm like, yes, here, take bonus, make it harder for me, because I'm a dick, and I'm stupid. Yes, I don't care. I'll make it up for it by throwing something at you that you can't possibly defeat, like a dickhead, so it'll be alright.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
you'll make it up because you can throw whatever you want.
Don't be like me. Do better. So
yeah, you can throw whatever you want.
Right.
That's the thing, though, is that this is a set campaign.
Right.
You tell me.
I mean, I'm gonna play the Paladin.
What
if
in this?
We're like freaking like you know, if I have to pick now that without knowing what I know.
What in this set campaign is going to stop a 21 AC and a 20 AC Cleric Paladin.
It's going to be very hard for anything to try to beat that.
Not a damn thing.
The dragon might be able to get some, like, you know, if you play your characters right, like, the dragon's careful with his, like, breath weapon. But, I mean, yeah, they're always going to have a harder time hitting. They're, like, you're basically putting your... Yeah, it's weird, because it's, like... I can understand them, like, part of the issue with the Demogorgon for me is I can understand if they're making the Demogorgon deliberately weak if you wanted to represent the fact that there's a lot of Demogorgons in the show. There's a bunch of them, and it's like you could do a whole campaign with just Demogorgons, like, everywhere. And at which point you want them to be powerful, but not impossible to beat. You know, kind of like Alien, essentially, like, or like Aliens.
Of course.
Like, you know, like, which I have D20 stats for. And I you know, again, I feel like the Demogorgon's a pretty awesome monster, and you know, if we're gonna get into a nerd argument here, I would still say the Xenomorph is more of a badass than the Demogorgon, but the Demogorgon's not a pushover. You know, the Demogorgon, that's a good fight there. That's a really good, like, just monster mash right there. And I feel like, the Demogorgon, as it is, like, there's only one of it. And if there's only one of it in the campaign, it should be stronger. It should be a more, like, a larger threat that is harder for the party to take down. And it's like, I can understand kind of, if you're gonna go that route, if the Demogorgon's gonna be like a horde, then keep it as it is. Because the numbers will do the work. But they don't, I think it's only one Demogorgon in the whole campaign, right?
This is how I put it. Ignoring the Demogorgon. See, I want to see if you agree with me, right? Ignoring the Demogorgon, right?
Right.
And ignoring the fact that it is weak, right?
Yeah.
The characters should not have a Paladin with a 21 armor class.
These are awfully powerful level 3 characters, I will say that. It's like...
Ignore the Wizard, Bard, and Ranger, because I can give them a you know, a slap on the wrist, but not really punishable.
Right.
You know, they deserve the rings of power.
Yeah.
Protection. Because they need it.
Yeah.
The Paladin and the Cleric, and again, if they said, alright, we are going to give you 2 rings of protection, right?
Right.
2 bags of holding, 2 to 3 rings of protection, I could then say, okay, are you going to give the AC buff to the weaker characters and, you know, help them out a little bit? Or are you going to give them to the tanks? Well, even then, you're going to give them to the tanks.
Yeah.
Because at that point, they could just be front of the line, block everything, and then everyone else just attack from behind.
Right.
You know? It shouldn't be... My main problem with these characters is that they're too overpowered for what is being dealt.
Yeah.
The Owlbear
for level 3,
can't
they're awfully
touch the Paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, like level 3 I was playing a level 3 recently in Darkwolf's game, and I got killed by baby Triceratops. And so, I mean, I feel like that's my litmus test. Can a baby Triceratops kick your ass? And if
and I don't think this Paladin could get hurt by that baby
No,
Triceratops.
he would not. He would not, which is bullshit, and you know, poor Tonga.
I don't even think the Cleric with the Ring of Protection could get hurt by that baby Triceratops.
Yeah, this is yeah.
This is a thing of where you have to weigh out, like, is this a good thing to do? Because if you're looking for, even if you're not looking for a challenge, a 20 armor class at level 3 is ridiculous.
Yeah. He doesn't even have
ridiculous.
Well, okay, actually I'm looking at this more, and it's like, okay, I was gonna give this the benefit of the doubt. He's got a dexterity of 10.
Yeah.
So, like, where is this
Where's this buff coming from?
Where's this buff coming from? It might be coming from, like, some of his divine abilities, like divine sense or something like that. But
either way, it's still a little bit much.
Yeah, and I'm actually not even finding it. Like, it's like he's got divine smite spell slots, prepared spell slots. Divine Senses, which seems more like that's detecting the presence of strong evil. That's basically detect evil. Lay on Hands doesn't do that. Spellcasting ability doesn't do that. Divine Health makes you immune to disease. Channel Divinity, you can channel your energy directly from your deity that use energy to fuel 2 magical effects. Turn Undead and Preserve Life. Yeah, where's your, where's that +9 coming from?
Where's your buff?
Yeah, I don't see a +9 anywhere from
I don't either.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's total bullshit. I think Mike really liked the Paladin, and so he gave him like +9 for no reason. There's no information on his armor, which is very strange.
And here's the other thing. There's no information on the cleric's armor.
He's got a shield and chainmail. And I know if this were
3.5,
if this were 3.5, he would have like a 15 at best.
Yes.
And
but it's not 3.5.
Yeah.
And your base of your your base armor class with no armor is a 10.
Right. So
okay.
there's
so let's add on the armor.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say he has on chainmail, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, there's still this +4. Yeah, I don't. Where is this extra 4 bonus to the armor class?
There's this. Exactly. There's this +6 that's coming out of nowhere.
Scale
which shield
mail
only gives you +1.
Old school scale mail gave you a +4. You know?
Yeah.
So I could see if this were like a mid-max character getting like, oh, you're getting the best armor, you're getting like a +6. But like beyond that, you're level 3. Like maybe if you had magic armor, but you're a plus.
But you don't.
You're a level 3. Where is your starting goal to pay for that magic enhancement? It's not there. And what Sir Tristan's going to give you isn't enough for that. So yeah, someone used cheat codes here.
Exactly.
This is the type of shit I would do as a level adjustment.
And by the way,
yeah.
Just to point this out, it is just the cleric and just the paladin who get these buffs.
Yeah. Why are they special? Why do they?
What happened to the other characters?
Yeah.
Why are they getting the shaft?
Yeah, and he's got, like...
I was excited when I saw the bard.
Same thing. They have a shield and a chainmail. Again, where's that other 3 bonus? Well, okay. No, here okay. All right, so the cleric's got an excuse. He's got an 18 armor class, but he has a dexterity of 16. So he's a +3 bonus. So with a chainmail, which would be
10 plus 3.
Yeah, okay, so 10 plus 3. Chainmail would be about a +3. So that's 16. Shield would be about a +2. 18. Okay. That makes
Shield
sense.
is +1.
Shield's a +1. Okay, so he should be a 17. So he's got a +1 that's coming from out of nowhere that we don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
And so that actually makes the Paladin worse. The Paladin has a bonus of 5 that's coming from nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you know, I could kind of excuse the cleric. But it's like... Yeah,
somewhat, but again,
he at least has a dex bonus that can be accounted for. The Paladin does not. The Paladin does not have a dex bonus, and yet he has a +5 bonus to his armor class that is there's not even like natural armor or anything like that. Which if you're a human paladin, you wouldn't have anyway. So
exactly. So you don't gain anything.
Yeah.
And so here's where my issue also comes in.
I think Mike fudged this character sheet. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the paladin and cleric are way overpowered for what they have.
Yeah.
While the bard, the wizard, and the ranger get shafted.
Yeah.
But let's keep reading on what that extra little oomph they get.
The paladin or
what else magic armor? No, what other magical or stuff do they get?
The paladin?
No. Just keep reading.
What, the equipment?
On the equipment that they are given by this guy.
Oh, I gotta go back to the thing. All right. Let's see. Gifts from Tristan. Okay. So this is after
Bag of Holding,
a Ring of Protection, and a Potion of Healing. Finally, he has 2 weapons: a Wand of Magic Missile and this Great Sword, Winter's Dark Bite. This greatsword is made of an unknown black metal. In most cases, it works as a +1 greatsword, but when used against the Thessal Hydra, it works as a +3 greatsword. While in the Upside Down, it works as a +4 greatsword. Now, wait a minute. Does it work as a Now, does it work as a +4 greatsword on the Thessal Hydra in the Upside Down, or just as a +4 greatsword?
The Thessal Hydra, the Thessal Hydra is not in the Upside Down world.
So in the Upside Down, it just works as a +4.
Yes, and here's the thing. You know what you meet in the Upside Down world?
The Demogorgon.
Yeah.
So
you think the Demogorgon is already weak. Now take a Armor 20 Paladin with a great sword that now has +4 and
yeah, that's the thing. I'm all for the Demogorgon losing the fight, but I want it should be terrifying when you first come upon it. It should be you need that horror aspect. It's like, this is like, the Demogorgon, honestly, it needs some kind of boost. Maybe at least a few more hit dice. I mean, my temptation is always to drop the Paragon template from the Epic Level Handbook, which is a very bad impulse of mine. I did it on Zadar and some of the major villains in City of the Spider Queen, which was a huge mistake, because they went from fighting like a kind of underpowered Blackguard, Drow Blackguard, to fighting fucking Frieza, and so that was probably not a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just get to the nitty gritty here. What is the Paladin's strength?
The Paladin's a tank, but it can also heal people.
I know. What is his strength?
Oh, his strength score?
As in, like, his strength score.
I'm not looking at it. He is a 16, a +3.
Okay, it's a +3, right?
Yeah, and if he's in the Upside Down fighting...
Plus his proficiency.
That's a 5.
Which is a +5. Okay.
And
so
+4
now we're looking at... So now you're at a +9 on attack.
Right.
Okay. This is against the Demogorgon.
Right.
Plus 6 on attack against the Thessal Hydra. But plus 9 on attack against the Demogorgon.
I'm wondering why this Sir Tristan didn't just go kill this thing himself.
I don't know. Here's the next part. The next part that's even crazier is that a great sword does 2d6 slashing damage with a 5-foot reach.
Right.
2d6 slashing. So at the max, you're doing 12.
Yeah.
Plus 3, that's 15. Plus 4, that does 19. At max, you're doing almost 20 damage to the Demogorgon.
Which has 60 hit points, which means you can drop it by yourself in 4 rounds.
Mm-hmm. With this sword.
Yeah. And if you got a full party backing you up, it'll go down quicker.
Again, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
This feels... You know what this feels like? This feels like... you remember Spoonie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember him. Before he went insane. But I remember he had, like one of his counter monkey stories I always liked was he was talking about the Leaping Wizards thing when he was basically running, like, Adventure League D&D. And how a lot of the Adventure League people were very... They didn't want you to kill off the player characters, so they didn't want anybody to get upset. And I think it's honestly gotten a little bit better, like nowadays. Like at least like some of the people I played with when I was at Pensacon, the guy Lee who was running the league there. I think he would have killed us if he almost did kill us a couple of times. It was like he wasn't going out of his way, but it was like he wasn't pulling his punches, and we were like, yeah, the animal almost got killed by this sorceress that we were fighting. She like I got dropped to 0, and if I didn't make my save, she was gonna blast me. We had like one druid who was just basically the defibrillator, just bringing everybody back to like waking everybody up, you know. So I think it's changed since then, but it feels almost like an old school like Adventure League thing where they didn't want to kill anybody, so they gave these like really powerful characters and a fun but kind of watered down adventure, and it's like it's a little too watered down. It's like you could It definitely feels like
you could do better.
You could do better. You could definitely feel like you could add some stuff to this, and just maybe like give the characters a few hit points or like hit dice to make them a little bit more powerful. That's something I always run.
But at the end of the day,
yeah.
At the end of the day,
Reinhardt would like defeat the Demogorgon in one hit, straight up.
Yeah. At the end of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
End of the day. I know I'm stamping on it, I'm beating this like a dead horse, and I'm not even partially through the cons yet.
Yeah.
But this is a big deal because the fact is you have a 20 or an armor class 20 Paladin,
mm-hmm.
already busted,
right?
Doing +1 all the time with his greatsword. +2 against the Fessel Hydra.
Yep.
+4 again in the upside down.
And that's like a very specifically tailored magical item that is ready for the upside down. Which is a plane that would only be referenced in this adventure model.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
It's like...
Hence why I say that these characters are specific for this.
Right.
This is stupid.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I would be the asshole that would try to take these characters from this game to another game, and they would be severely underpowered the moment I did that. Like mm-hmm. Winter's Bite would basically be just like I'd probably could get a better... less power, like a better sword, like a better magic sword that's got a better enhancement, just like during the course of my adventure, like then essentially Winter's Bite would eventually be a sword I would never use again, because if I'm not in the upside down, there's no advantage to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're not facing a Fessel Hydra, there's no advantage. You're just getting a +1 sword that's black.
Yeah.
So there's nothing to it. There is no oomph with it.
Yeah.
If we're taking this out of game, in game the sword's great.
It's like trying to adventure with a stake for vampires where we're not fighting vampires. Like,
exactly.
It's like I could do damage with it, but it's like haha, I'm ready if there's any vampires. I don't have plans for vampires.
It's like taking a silver sword.
Yeah.
To hunt that is supposed to be able to hunt down a werewolf.
Yeah. And
kill it. And you're not nowhere near werewolves. You're fighting the mummy.
Yeah, we're fighting giants. We're fighting that one. We're fighting that game that Taking 20 was running. That's what we're doing.
Exactly.
Are the giants vulnerable to silver? No, they are not.
No. No.
They step on
it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So at that point, you have these. You have these characters
mm-hmm.
going to face the Fessel Hydra, not knowing what the Upside Down is, and they have a sword that can slay whatever's in the Upside Down.
Right.
Except for one thing.
Yeah.
That's a princess that you meet in the Upside Down world.
Okay.
Random little girl.
Right. The proud princess.
Go and read her stats. As in, like, read her description.
Like her entry in
the book. Yes.
Yeah.
Now read that to me. And let's just see if there's something wrong here.
With a blast of lightning and thunder, the proud princess appears on a hill near the characters. She is strong and proud, a warrior princess who looks at the characters and instantly knows that they possess no danger to her. No stats for her. No stats for her! She's not someone they should fight. If they insist on trying, they can hit her only with a critical hit. And even she shrugs off whatever damage they do. Her attacks always hit them and deal 2d6 plus 6 slashing damage. That's some bullshit.
No,
the proud princess
no,
has...
No.
That's some bullshit.
No.
Okay, I want to take...
No, when I first...
No. I want to take this moment to make fun of Spoonie some more. Because that's the mature thing to do. I have a problem with like some of the things that he stated back in the day. Have like don't stat certain characters. Like he was all annoyed that Cthulhu got statted and whatnot. And like what was great about the Babylon 5 role playing game is they never statted the Vorlons. I'm like no, you stat it. You stat it. It's not a matter of of course you're gonna get the players that are gonna try to kill it. But I feel like this is the much worse option of there's nothing you can do. Especially when it's not like a god. It's just like a Mary Sue character that's way too powerful. You don't know.
It is a pretty princess.
Yeah.
This is like being beaten down by Princess Peach.
Yeah.
And her laughing and then going, "Oh, did I do that?"
Look, here's the thing. Let's not joke around here. I'm a huge fan of Mario 2. Princess Peach is hard fucking core. That bitch can fly and can fuck you up with radishes. And according to Death Battle, can like decapitate someone with a soccer kick. But you know what? Princess Peach can die. Princess Peach can lose. Princess Peach is best known for being either quote unquote kidnapped, or being banged by Bowser, every so often, and then mysterious 9 children pop up out of nowhere in Mario 3. So, clearly, Princess Peach is not invincible. So, if you're gonna do this crap, you need to actually, like, make the character, be able to be you need to have it so the character can lose. There needs to be some kind of... That's why you need to stat things like this. I feel like it's very, very lazy to kind of railroad people and just say, it's Cthulhu, you can't do anything to it. It's a Vorlon, you can't do anything to it. That's, okay, look, I'm the Dungeon Master. I have complete control of this stuff. I can give it 1 billion hit points if I want, but there should be a possibility that you can do something to it, or you can at least hurt it or piss it off. So, I mean, the whole, and that's for things that are, like, look, we are unto an amoeba. That is for things like Q, or the gods, or like any... And that's the thing. They statted them. Yeah, you're going to have those players that are mid-max or epic leveler to try to kill it. That's fine. Bring it on. You still have to fight Cthulhu. You still have to overcome that fucking high-ass will save and D100 sanity damage. And now you're gibbering and putting your underwear on your head. Guess what? You lost the fight. Like Cord or any of the gods from the deities and demigods will wreck your shit. They don't naturally fail in a critical one. They always hit, but they still roll to confirm a critical. You're fucked fighting them. So statting them is not that big a deal. But if you're just a pretty princess that just for no reason is just invincible, that is bullshit. This character should be a god. This character should be some kind of cosmic being. She's just a really great character that can't be beaten. And that's bullshit. I think, again, this is the idea here is, this is like... Again, this is the weird thing. This is the entire premise is this is a campaign made by a 10-year-old kid. And this is a character that he likes. This is his little NPC that he likes. This is probably a stand-in for 11, in all honesty, from the show. Who has a mysterious power and whatnot. But again, it's like that's cute that they're doing this thing where the character is it's done like purposely poorly in terms of its design because it's emulating a kid. That's kind of cool. That's an artistic touch. However, you're still deliberately making a stupid decision in your quest, and it's going to hurt the quest for people that are playing it. So it's like, no, I would stat it. I would
deliberately doing it. You're deliberately doing it in a game where this is not television.
Yeah.
Not everyone is going to abide by the rules of the script.
Oh, no. You and me would get killed by this lady because we'd attack her, and we'd keep fighting until we die, and we would die. It's like, because listen, look, Rey is clearly the most powerful Jedi in all of Star Wars canon, and there's just no stopping her. There's just like, she learned the Force yesterday and can already beat Luke and Kylo Ren in open combat effortlessly. So, I mean, you know.
Because she's that great.
There's the reason why they haven't statted Rey yet in the D20 Star Wars games is because, yeah, she's the pretty princess. You can't stat her. She just automatically wins. It's just, there's no point.
And that's the thing, is that you can't have a character like this. By the way, I can see this is probably your biggest con.
Yeah. I would totally stat this character. I would even I'd make her a level 6. I'd make her twice the level of the party. fine, I'll make her a badass. But it's like none of this, like, oh, she shrugs off, like she only hit with a critical. No, fuck that. It's like
She can only be hit with a critical, and then she shrugs off the critical. Let me put it to you in a blunt manner, alright? Let's take this into the next level of critical hit, right? Yeah. The 20 armor class Paladin comes up and swings his great sword at you, right?
Yeah.
Hits a crit with this +4 great sword. Not only does he crit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he rolled both times when he double rolled, when he rolled 2 times, when he rolled twice with this great sword. He hit 6s on both dice both times. So now you're taking 24 damage.
Right.
On top of that, you're adding on 3 and then another +4. So now you have 24 plus 1, 31 damage.
Yeah.
If that hit the Demogorgon would be bleeding.
Yeah.
If Nadar hit the Demogorgon would be gone.
Right. Is the Demogorgon an outsider?
Yes, technically.
Or do you mean gone as in dead, or do you mean gone as in banished?
As in gone, as in banished.
Okay.
The Demogorgon does not live in the Upside Down.
Well, let me double check and make sure it's an outsider. Hold on.
At least I'm pretty sure I don't remember. I think
Medium
it feeds on the
monstrosity. What's a a monstrosity? It has to be an outsider. Like,
yeah.
Like
so
that's more like an aberration. So you probably would have just killed it. You probably would have dropped it to 10 hit points, and it would not be liking life a whole lot, but it wouldn't be dead.
Exactly. But this pretty princess, who by the way you just met, from random. This woman randomly appeared.
Yeah.
For no good reason. Just took 31 hit points.
Right.
And she shrugged it off.
Yeah, why am I fighting a god?
Bullshit.
Why am I fighting an epic level character? Why am I fighting...
Bull to the shit.
So...
I will not... You can't sit there and tell me that this little bitchy princess-looking wannabe Zelda clone is going to sit there, take 31 damage from a sword that the character doesn't know what the metal's made of, it's +4, and is supposed to take out whatever is in front of it. This pretty bitch is going to sit there and shrug it off. Bullshit.
Nick,
no,
did you not watch The Last Jedi? I mean, just Rey can do that, obviously. I mean... You know.
Oh, of course she can. But, I mean, come on. You can't just sit there and tell me that this bitch... And then she's gonna laugh in my face and hit me for 2d6 damage continuously as I try and hit her.
I mean, what is the challenge of this character...
Exactly. What is the point of her coming down?
Now,
I'll tell you the point of her coming down.
To be fair, as a 3.5 scholar, this is totally doable, especially if you cheat. So, undead typically do not have the regeneration ability in 3.5. They have fast healing. The reason why is because undead are immune to subdual damage, and regeneration means that all damage you take is subdual damage. So I was noticing when I was actually building my Immortal Kuthmarin because of the one that killed Ramirez. Well, Kuthmarin's undead, and I just gained regeneration 24. Unless I nerf that thing, there is no killing that creature now. It cannot die, because it will heal 24 hit points if you do somehow damage it, and all damage is now subdual. So I'm probably going to nerf that, unless I'm feeling particularly vindictive. Yeah. So... Yeah.
But even then, I thought, when I first played DM this,
right.
I thought, okay, the sword and these rings are the most OP thing in this game. Nothing can, period, ever, nothing's gonna top this.
Yeah.
I was wrong. Obviously, the Stranger Things characters have bullshitted me and forced me into... And that's the thing, she shows up for no reason. except for this, to tell you how to find the Demogorgon.
Yeah, this is a character that, like...
You don't get to find... That's the thing. Here's my biggest complaint about her. You don't get to find the Demogorgon yourself.
Yeah.
She points you in the direction of it.
Yeah. And it's like, well, why aren't you gonna... Well, it's weird, too, because it's like, this is a character that's supposed to be a heroic character that the party has to like. The way she's designed. It's like, if they try to fight her, she just automatically kicks their ass. And it's like, okay, well... One, why hasn't she gone and killed the Demogorgon? And two, like, why is... You know, you can't... Yeah, you're putting yourself in the situation where you're forcing the party to... If you try to force the party to like a character, they're going to want to kill it. They're going to... You can't... That's part of the point is choice. Is they can choose to be heroes. They can choose to be villains. They can choose to be anything in between. It's like it's like Devdin like betraying the party a couple sessions ago, and trying to save his own neck. It's like me saying, no, you can't do that. You have to like participate. You have to like befriend the party. It's like, well, that's not what his character would have done. His character was looking out for number one, and he tried to make a break for it. So it's like, yeah, you got to give people that. The worst thing in the world, and the way to make things not fun, is to set up invisible barriers. And not let people do things, and not let people, play with the character the way the character would naturally be. It can create problems for chat sometimes, but it's like, well, then if you can't handle that, you need to step away from the DMing chair. You know, like if you have to, like exactly. You have to say we're ending for the night, and like let me figure something out. You know, I mean, but it's you can't. Yeah, you can't
just allow. You can't let. Okay, you can't let the DM have a powerful character like this.
And also, like, the DM needs to be able to improvise if people do not want to participate with or hang out with said, like,
celestial being.
Yeah, celestial being, yeah. If they don't want to hang out with that character, don't force it on them. That's the thing. So.
You can't, but my big thing is that you can't just have a character just randomly show up and then tell the party what to do.
Yeah.
That's like them just that's like saying here's a cookie for nothing.
Yeah.
Here's your reward. What did I do? Nothing. Just take it. It makes the characters feel stupid.
Well, Yeah, she's on a quest of her own, but she won't talk about the details. Yeah, so then why is there's no plot relevance to this?
Why is she here?
It doesn't go into it.
I was confused DMing this part.
Yeah.
Because I, at some point, was just like, okay, how am I going to make this work?
Right.
How can I make this work? She just showed up out of thin air.
Yeah.
Just to say hi and bye? For what?
Well,
why is she here?
Clearly she's trying to save her friend Molly from Nephlite, who has fallen in love with her, but still needs to gather human energy in order to open up the gateway to the Negaverse, for Queen Beryl. So
must be.
Clearly, she's got the tiara. It makes sense. Clearly, it's a Sailor Moon character.
Of course.
Which, by the way, Sailor Moon has stats. Okay, she does. You can build her in Big Eyes, Small Mouth, or you can use the Sailor Moon role-playing game, which I don't actually know how to use. But it's like they statted Sailor Moon, so don't give me this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shove that Silver Moon crystal up your ass. It's where it's been for 1,000 years. What was I talking about?
So now let's get on to the other part.
Right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that honestly, this is too easy.
Yeah.
The campaign is way too easy.
Yeah.
It's probably the biggest complaint I have.
Mm-hmm.
The campaign's too easy. It's way too easy.
Yeah.
It's overnight, and it's 4 hours, and that's great and all, but it's too easy.
Yeah.
Way too easy. The fact that even with the starting cast, it's too easy. You're getting +1s, you're AC. You're getting a sword that destroys everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peeler, what were you going to say?
it's like it's supposed to be level 3, but really your characters are about level 5 or 6, and they're fighting all level 1 challenge ratings.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it feels.
And this is why I say the knight is the best part.
Yeah.
It is the biggest pro. Because it takes everything you have that's overpowered.
Yeah.
And strips you of it.
Yeah.
And looks at you and goes, think for yourself, fucker.
Yeah, and actually forces you to roleplay, essentially.
It forces you to play a character.
Yeah.
It makes you think. It's not a lady coming out of nowhere and saying, howdy do, here's what you need to do, there's where it is, this is what you use for it, goodbye.
Yeah. And again,
it's not a Fessel Hydra that's... It's not a Fessel Hydra that's weaker than a green dragon that you fight right before it.
Yeah.
It's not a stupid quest line that you're well prepared for.
It feels like this Proud Princess character is a stand-in. This is like Mike's idea of 11 from the show. This is him like fantasizing and making like a superhero girlfriend character that he's inspired by, and she can do no wrong because he's a kid and he doesn't know any better. He doesn't know how to write yet, or he's like got. I mean, honestly, the kid like Mike from the show strikes me as a decent writer for a kid. Like, but he's obviously he's still learning, and he fucks up, and he's made this idealized character that's kind of based off of her or someone like her, especially if he came up with her before he actually met 11. And even then, the point of 11 in the show is 11 is vulnerable. 11 does have incredible powers, but she's not invincible. She's on the run and scared just like everybody else. She has a power that they can use to defeat the Demogorgon, but she's not invincible either. She's on the run from the government who's trying to use her. So it's like, I mean, she's a perfect player character. If I were to build 11, I would make her a Scion from 3.5.
Yeah.
A low level one. She could be any one of the. She could be any probably like Scion. Yeah, Scion definitely. Straight up Scion. Telekinesis primarily would be her focus, and she would be very very powerful, but have she'd have a die 6 for hit die. So if she's got a low constitution, she's gonna be like 18 hit points and she's down. That's it. Hope she got some of those psychic blasts in. That's the way I do that. It was like you that's the smart way to do that. You don't just make just because they're emulating the bad writing of what a child would make in their D&D game doesn't take away from the fact that it's still bad writing and it hurts this as an adventure. Especially if you're trying to take this seriously.
Here's my complaint on that.
Yeah.
My complaint on that is very simple. It's just because this is a adventure made by a 10-year-old kid, right?
Right.
Just because this is an adventure made by somebody who, just because this is a Stranger Things campaign, right? Doesn't mean it's good.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's worth $40.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you need to have this on your shelf.
Right.
Let's move on to the next con I have.
Okay.
Before we get too carried away with this.
We're at an hour and 20 minutes almost. We want to do a part 2 and make it a separate video, or what do you think? Or
we can make a separate video if you wanted.
Okay, yeah, because I just since I started using Ubuntu, I've had an easier time recordings, but I'm a little wary of that. So we're gonna do a part 2 of our Stranger Things review.